Good morning, beloveds. Rita was standing in the doorway looking at me, so I'm like, come here. Okay, here she is. She's a weird cat in that she loves to be held but hates to be picked up. I'm like, you can't be held unless you're willing to be picked up. And it doesn't help that she's about a 14 pound cat. Oh, just great big orange tabby. Very laid back though. So, all right. Oh, it's December 18th. Wrong page. Okay. Read it. Your tail's in the way. Okay. All right. It is December 18th. Today I have implicit confidence in the good, the enduring, and the true. Though a host should encamp against me, my heart shall not fear. Though war should rise against me, in this I will be confident. That's one of the Psalms. That is Psalm 27:3. When one cherishes no fear of anything, when one is not feared by anything, when one cherishes no desire, when one bears no hate, then is one said to have attained the state of Brahma. And that is from the Mahabharata, which I have read, and it's interesting. I definitely recommend it to you. Holiness is the best of all good. Happy, happy the person who is holy with perfect holiness. This will be the will of the Lord is the law of holiness. And that is from the Zend Avesta, which I forgot to look up yesterday. All right, let's see what Ernest has to say. Fear is the only thing we should be afraid of. It is not the host encamped against us, nor the confusion of war around us that we need to fear. It is the lack of confidence in the good that alone should cause concern. Through inner spiritual vision, we know that evil is transitory, but good is permanent. We know that right finally dissolves everything opposed to it. In confidence, then, and with a calm sense of peace, we know that the truth never fails to win every issue. The power of good is with us. The power of the Spirit is supreme over every antagonist. Then we should cherish no fear. And when we neither fear nor hate, we come to understand the unity of life. And then our lesson tells us we have attained to the state of Brahma, in parentheses, conscious union with God. Thus, the Zend Avesta tells us that the holiness is the best of all good. And it adds that there is no difference between the law of holiness, in parentheses, wholeness, and the divine will. Since the nature of God is peace, then the will of God is towards peace. Since the nature of God is love, then the will of God is towards love. Who knows not love knows not God, for God is love. Today, my heart is without fear. I have implicit confidence in the good and the enduring. I enter into conscious union with Spirit. I am happy, whole, complete in my divine self. Therefore, with joy, I enter into the activities of the day, and with confidence, I look forward to tomorrow, and without regret, I remember the events of yesterday. All right. There is a one of the presidents who said, or maybe it was Winston Churchill, the only thing we have to fear is fear itself. Where's my history major husband when I need him? The only thing we have to fear is fear itself. And the reason is because fear clouds the mind. The little mind, not the big mind. Big mind does not know fear. Or or the capital M mind, does not know fear. But fear clouds the mind. When we enter into fear, then it's harder. Oh, I think you're right. Maybe it is Kennedy. Yeah. Okay. I can hear it now in my head. The only thing we have to fear is fear itself. Okay. Thank you, Cleopatra. When we enter into fear, it clouds our mind and it makes it harder for us to think clearly, to make decisions, to interact with people. When we react, think about a dog in fear, because that's the best example that I can come up with that will make sense. Oh, it was Franklin D. Well, I'm an anthropologist, not a historian. That's why I married a historian. No, I married the historian because I love it. But now we know where the quote's from. Thank you, Cleopatra. When we enter into fear, okay, so when you meet a dog that is afraid, he snaps and he bites. Or he snaps at and potentially bites, which in the long run does not serve him, especially if you are a gentle soul who is coming to help him, i.e. maybe his collar's too tight and that's why he's afraid, or if he's been living with somebody who's not healthy for him and you are a rescuer coming to rescue him. He is going to act out that aggression on you, which does not serve either one of you. And that's fear. So when we act in fear, then we can miss the signs of help that are coming to us. We can react aggressively. Now the good thing is that generally people, especially rescuers, dog rescuers in particular, recognize that this dog is reacting in fear, and people will understand that we are reacting in fear. So, but fear just makes a whole mess of, it's mixed messages. It's like I'm snapping at you because I am in fear, but you are not the source of my fear. You could be a source of help, but I don't have faith and I don't trust. Fear is so if we can dial back the fear, then we can make clear-headed choices. And how do you dial back the fear? And that is faith in good. Faith in the transitory nature of evil, transitory nature of fear and anger and all of those. Will Smith in a movie said, the danger is real, fear is a choice. And that's the truth. When we are in a dangerous situation, fear is a natural reaction. And I'm not saying that it is not a right reaction. That initial fear should get your attention. And then you have to center yourself, ground yourself in peace, love, whatever the situation recalls. And then you will make choices that will get you out of the danger. So, that is my thought on that. Okay. So today I have implicit confidence in the good, enduring in the truth. That's where we start. That's where we start. And implicit confidence is a tough sometimes. That's why we do our work when we are not in fear. So that when we have that initial fight of fear, then we can go, oh, wait, I got this. I can do this. The psalm is, though a host should encamp against me, my heart shall not fear. Though war should rise against me, in this I will be confident. Okay. And that's what he's talking about. If a host encamps against me and war is around me, I have work I have to do, and I cannot do it if I am in fear. I have to understand that this too shall pass. It may pass like a kidney stone, but it will pass. Because there is something on the other side, and that's what we have to that's what we have to hold on to. Good will prevail. When one cherishes no fear of anything, when one is not feared by anything, when one cherishes no desire, when one bears no hate, then one said to have attained the state of Brahma. That's what the Buddhists would call non-attachment. You're not afraid of anything. You are not afraid of anything, and nothing is afraid of you. You walk softly in the world. And people who can do that are amazing saints. I was raised Catholic, so sometimes it comes out. People who can walk softly in the world are amazing. And I'm learning. I'm getting there. I don't always walk softly in the world. I have those moments. But I'm working on it. So I would like to walk without fear, and I would like to walk fearless in both senses of the word. That nothing fears me, and I don't fear anything. Ugh. Daily practice. Holiness is the best of all good. Happy is the person who is holy with perfect holiness. The will of the Lord is the law of holiness. Ernest does a better job than I do, so I'm going to let him have that one. Okay, so fear is the only thing we should be afraid of. It is not the host encamped against us, nor the confusion of war around us that we need to fear. It is the lack of confidence that good alone should cause the lack of confidence in good that should alone cause concern. If we are, a moment of fear is okay. We're wired that way. That is part of our mortal coil. If we stay in that fear, that's the problem, because then we don't have faith in the good. Through inner spiritual vision, we know that evil is transitory, but good is permanent. And that's what we have to hold on to. Evil is transitory. It is not a power in and of itself, but it is a misuse of the law. And as soon as we figure it out, we can fix it. We know that the right finally dissolves everything opposed to it. We know that right finally dissolves everything opposed to it. Finally. It is bound in time, just like we are. We are bound in time. Until we're not. In confidence, then, and with a calm sense of peace, we know that the truth never fails to win every issue. Emerson says in the long arc of, I forget that word, the universe trends towards justice. And I just mangled that quote. But it's a beautiful quote. So in the long arc of the universe, creation tends towards justice. It is Emerson, though. Sure of that. If I'm going to use these quotes, I better learn them, right? The power of good is with us. It is also within us. It comes through us. The power of the Spirit is supreme over every antagonist, because there is no other power than Spirit. Then we should cherish no fear, and when we cherish no fear, we should cherish no fear. It doesn't mean we don't have fear, but we should cherish no fear. Don't hold on to it. That's interesting. I like the way he said that. Okay. And when we neither fear nor hate, we come to understand the unity of life. And then our lesson tells us we have attained the state of Brahma, or conscious union with God. Oh. If we give up fear and hate, then we will see that we are all one. Because it is fear that divides us. It is anger that divides us. It's hate that divides us. So thus the Zen Avesta tells us that the holiness of that the holiness is the best of all good. And it adds that there is no difference between the law of holiness, also wholeness, or the divine will. Since the nature of God is peace, then the will of God is towards peace. Since the nature of God is love, then the will of God is towards love. I'm going to read that one again. Since the nature of God is peace, then the will of God, meaning the law of God, is towards peace. Since the nature of God is love, then the law of God is towards love. Who knows not love knows not God, for God is love. That's in quotes. That's a quote from somebody. Ernest doesn't cite his sources. Today my heart is without fear. I have implicit confidence in the good, the enduring, and the true. I enter into conscious union with the Spirit. I am whole, happy, and complete in my divine self. That's a statement that is an excellent affirmation no matter what you're doing. I am whole, happy, and complete in my divine self. Therefore, with joy, I enter into the activities of the day, and with confidence, I look forward to tomorrow, and without regret, I remember the events of yesterday. So I enter with joy today. I look forward to tomorrow, and I have no regrets about yesterday. Ugh. Okay, I think our mission today, should we choose to accept it, is to cherish no fear. And I like that simply because it doesn't mean we can't have fear. It just means we don't hold on to it. So our mission today is to cherish no fear. You have it, you recognize it, you acknowledge it, you look for the source of it, and then you let it go and you deal with the situation at hand. Yeah. Not a tall order. Not a tall order at all. But it is something that may require practice. I've been practicing it for a while, so cherish no fear. Cherish no fear. All right, beloveds, I'm gonna move into the process of my day. I still have half my physical therapy to do, so I need to get gone. I encourage you to do something loving for yourself, do something kind for yourself, do something compassionate for yourself today and every day. Please understand that you live in a state of grace. You live in a state of grace because you are a beloved child of Spirit in whom Spirit is well pleased. Every day. There is no day that you are not. So open the windows of your soul and allow the breath of heaven to remind you that you live in heaven now. You live in that state of grace because God is love. And love will win in the end. All right, beloveds. Reverend David will be on with you around 5 p.m. today. I will be back with you around 9 a.m. tomorrow. I have not been released to run, so I should be relatively on time. I'm just going to go to the park and throw peanuts at the squirrels. So have a wonderful day, beloveds. Do something that engages your mind and your body, and enjoy some sunshine today. It's cold out there, but it's pretty. And I know when I say it's cold out there, it's relative because it's in the 40s. But I know where I live. All right, beloveds, have a wonderful day.